The Secret of the Great Wall. Why it was really built. Part 1. Introduction. Hello everyone, and a very warm welcome back to English Parchment. It is a pleasure to have you here today. On this channel, we believe that every word you learn is a step toward your freedom. As your professional digital partner, we are committed to helping this channel reach 100,000 subscribers and helping you reach your goal of true English fluency. Before we unlock the secrets of the world's most famous wall, please take a moment to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Your support is what allows us to keep creating these deep dive 20-minute lessons, and we love having you as part of our global community. Now, I want you to imagine a line. Not a small line on a piece of paper, but a line of stone and brick that stretches for over 21,000 kilometers. It crosses giant mountains, it disappears into burning deserts, and it follows the edges of deep valleys. This is the Great Wall of China. For centuries, the world has believed one simple story. The wall was built to stop an army. We imagine thousands of Mongolian soldiers on horses hitting a wall and being unable to cross. But if you look at history, this story is not entirely true. Why would a nation spend 2,000 years building a wall that was often easy to climb over? Why did they build parts of it in places where there were no enemies? And why is it called the longest cemetery on Earth? Today, we are going to look behind the stones. We will discover that the Great Wall was not just a shield. It was a giant machine for communication, a tool for economic control, and a psychological weapon. If you stay with us until the end of this video, I will share the secret of the smoke and show you why the real reason the wall was built was actually to keep the Chinese people inside. Let's explore the secret of the Great Wall. Part 2. The first myth. Can you see it from space? Before we talk about why it was built, we must talk about what it is. There is a very famous myth that says the Great Wall is the only man-made structure visible from the moon. I'm sorry to tell you this, but it's not true. The Great Wall is very long, but it is not very wide. It is usually only about 5 to 10 meters wide. From the moon, looking at the Great Wall is like trying to see a single human hair from 10 kilometers away. Even from a low Earth orbit, it is very difficult to see without a powerful camera. But why does this myth exist? It exists because the Great Wall is so massive that our brains want it to be visible from space. It is a symbol of human willpower. To build it, the Chinese people had to move millions of tons of earth and stone without any modern machines. In some sections, they used a secret ingredient in the mortar to hold the bricks together. Sticky rice. Yes, the same rice people eat for dinner was used to make the wall so strong that even today, in some places, a modern drill cannot break it. Part 3. More than just a shield. The Army of Stone. Most people think of the Great Wall as a single continuous line, but the secret is that it is actually a system. It is a network of walls, trenches, natural mountains, and towers. Imagine you are an enemy soldier in the year 1400. You reach the wall. You think, okay, I will just climb over it. But as you approach, you see a watchtower. Every 200 to 500 meters, there is a giant stone tower. Inside that tower are soldiers who have enough food and water to live for months. The wall was not just a fence, it was a highway. The top of the wall is flat and wide enough for 5 horses to run side by side. This allowed the Chinese army to move much faster than the enemy. If an enemy attacked one part of the wall, the Chinese could send thousands of soldiers to that specific spot in just a few hours. The wall was a way to shrink the distance of the empire. It turned a giant, slow nation into a fast, reactive military machine. Part 4. The Secret of the Smoke. Ancient Internet. The most important job of the Great Wall was not fighting, it was information. In the ancient world, news traveled as fast as a horse could run. If an enemy attacked the border, it might take a week for the emperor in Beijing to hear about it. By then, it was too late. The Great Wall solved this problem with the signal system. On every tower, there was a pile of wood and dried animal dung. If a soldier saw an enemy, he would light a fire. At night, the fire was the signal. During the day, they used the smoke. This was the ancient internet. Each signal had a meaning. One smoke signal meant 100 enemies. 2 signals meant 500 enemies. 3 signals meant over 1,000 enemies. The next tower would see the smoke and light their own fire. Then the next, and the next. This allowed a message to travel 800 kilometers in a single day. This secret of the smoke meant that the emperor always knew what was happening. The Great Wall was a giant ear that allowed the center of the empire to hear the sounds of the distant borders. Part 5. The Wall of Tears. The Human Cost. We must talk about the dark side of the wall. It is often called the longest cemetery on Earth. Why? Because millions of people died building it. The first emperor, Qin Shi Huang, was a very strict leader. He sent soldiers, farmers, and even prisoners to the north to build the wall. The conditions were terrible. It was freezing in the winter and burning in the summer. There was not enough food. Legend says that if a worker died, his body was simply buried inside the wall itself. While modern archaeologists haven't found many bodies inside the stone, the story represents the truth. The Great Wall was built with human life as much as it was built with stone. There is a famous story of a woman named Meng Jiangnu. Her husband was taken to build the wall. She waited for him for years. Finally, she traveled thousands of kilometers to bring him warm clothes. When she arrived, she learned he had died. She cried so much that a section of the wall collapsed, revealing her husband's body. This story is still told in China today. It reminds us that every stone in the wall has a human story behind it. Part 6. Economic Control. The Gate of the World. Now we reach the real secret. Why build a wall where there are no enemies? The answer is money. The Great Wall was the northern border of the Silk Road. This was the most important trade route in history. Merchants from the west brought gold, silver, and glass. Merchants from the east brought silk, tea, and porcelain. The Great Wall allowed the Chinese government to control this trade. You couldn't just enter China anywhere. You had to go through a gate. At these gates, the government could 1. Collect taxes. Every merchant had to pay a fee to enter or leave. This brought massive wealth to the emperor. 2. Control information. They could stop dangerous people or ideas from entering the country. 3. Regulate resources. They could make sure that precious things like the secret of how to make silk did not leave the country. The Great Wall was not just to keep enemies out. It was a customs office to keep the economy in. It turned the entire northern border into a giant, profitable business. Part 7. Psychological Warfare. The Great Divide. There is a psychological reason for the Great Wall that is often ignored. It was built to create a sense of identity. In the ancient world, it was hard to know where one country ended and another began. By building a giant, visible wall, the emperors were saying, "Everything inside this wall is civilization. Everything outside is the wilderness." It was a way to tell the Chinese people who they were. It created a feeling of security. Even if you never saw the wall, you knew it was there. You knew that you were part of the Middle Kingdom, protected by a giant stone dragon. At the same time, it was a message to the barbarians of the north. It said, "We are rich, we are organized, and we are strong. Don't even try to attack us." Most of the time, the wall didn't have to stop an army in a fight. It stopped them from attacking because they were afraid of the size of the structure. It was a 21,000-kilometer-long advertisement for the power of the emperor. Part 8. The Secret of the Steppe. Why it failed. If the Great Wall was so perfect, why was China conquered by the Mongols in the 1200s and the Manchus in the 1600s? The secret is that a wall is only as strong as the people who guard it. A wall cannot fight. Only soldiers can fight. In the 13th century, the great Genghis Khan didn't try to knock down the Great Wall. He simply found places where the guards were lazy, or he paid them money to open the gates. He said, "The strength of a wall depends on the courage of those who defend it." In the 17th century, the Great Wall was defeated because of a political betrayal. A Chinese general named Wu Sangui was angry with the new leaders in Beijing. He decided to open the Shanhai Pass, the most important gate in the wall, and let the Manchu army walk right through. The Great Wall reminds us of an important lesson in communication and leadership. You can build the most expensive, high-tech defense system in the world, but if your people are unhappy or your leaders are corrupt, the wall will not save you. Part 9. The Ming Dynasty. The final masterpiece. The sections of the Great Wall that you see in tourism photos today, with the beautiful grey bricks and the tall towers, were mostly built during the Ming Dynasty, 1368 to 1644. By this time, the Chinese had moved away from rammed earth, compressed dirt, and started using high-quality bricks. This is when the wall became a true architectural masterpiece. They didn't just build a wall, they built a work of art that followed the natural feng shui of the mountains. During the Ming Dynasty, the wall reached its maximum complexity. They had specialized units for smoke signals, specialized units for repairing the bricks, and even postal units that used the wall to deliver mail across the empire. It was the peak of the Great Wall as a machine. But as we know, even this masterpiece could not stop the changes of history. Part 10. The Modern Meaning. From Barrier to Bridge. Today, the Great Wall has a new, secret life. It is no longer a military base or a customs office. It is a national symbol. In the 20th century, the Great Wall became a symbol of Chinese unity and resilience. During the hard years of war and revolution, the image of the wall was used to remind the people that they could survive anything. For the rest of the world, the Great Wall is a bridge. Millions of people from every country on Earth travel to China to walk on its stones. They don't see an enemy on the other side. They see a miracle of human history. As a student of English, you can think of your learning like the Great Wall. You are building it stone by stone. Some days are hard and the weather is bad. Sometimes you feel like you aren't moving fast enough. But remember, the Great Wall wasn't built in a day. It took 2,000 years. Every new word you learn is a brick. Every video you watch is a watchtower. One day you will look back and see that you have built something magnificent that connects your world to the rest of the globe. Part 11. Summary. The 3 secrets. So let's summarize the secret of the Great Wall. 1. It was a communication machine. The secret of the smoke allowed messages to travel 800 kilometers a day, the ancient internet. 2. It was an economic tool. It wasn't just to keep people out. It was to tax the merchants on the Silk Road and control the wealth of the empire. 3. It was a psychological weapon. It defined who was Chinese and who was a barbarian, creating a powerful national identity that lasted for millennia. The Great Wall is more than just stone. It is a story of how humans use technology, psychology, and hard work to protect their way of life. Part 12. Conclusion and Call to Action. We have reached the end of our 20-minute journey along the ridges of the Great Wall. I hope this story has helped you practice your English and given you a new way to look at one of the world's most famous structures. Remember, you are the architect of your own life. Use the tools you have, stay consistent, and keep building your bridge to the future. Before you go, I want to hear from you. If you could visit any part of the Great Wall, would you choose the famous restored sections near Beijing or the wild secret sections in the desert? Tell us in the comments below. We love reading your thoughts and supporting your progress. If you found this lesson valuable, please give the video a thumbs up and share it with a friend who loves history. And if you haven't already, subscribe to English Parchment so we can keep reaching our 100,000 subscriber goal together. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your attention. And as the ancient Chinese builders might have said, may your path be strong and your walls be high. I will see you in the next video.